We're only going into week 4, and once again, Brian Daboll is having to answer questions about who his quarterback one is going to be.
After one day, any thoughts on what you're going to do with quarterback moving forward?
Yeah, we just watched the tape here, Paul. We're in the meetings with the players right now. Um, like I said yesterday, in order to improve the passing game, and I'd say that was the number one thing we need to improve from yesterday. As a collective, everybody's got to be, you know, doing exactly the right stuff. So it's not all on one guy. Um, there's multiple reasons why certain plays didn't come out the way we wanted them to come out, and we'll continue to do that.
So Russ remains the starter moving forward.
Yeah, I mean we're working through all personnel decisions, and we'll do that over the next few days.
Hold on. So you're not saying Russ is the starter, right? You're saying you're still working through that?
Yeah, we're doing what we normally do, which is watch the tape. We're just watching it with the players right now. So we'll have staff meetings after this, but when we come in, we watch the tape, offense, defense, kicking game as a staff, and then we go meet with the players. That's where we're at right now.
We say what you normally do. Most Monday afternoons, you know who your quarterback's gonna be the upcoming week if everyone's healthy, though. It just seems a little different. Your responses.
Yeah, well, look, we're going through the tape right now. We're evaluating everything.
So quarterback change is on the table.
I'd say we're evaluating everything.
There you have it. His response or his lack of response tells me everything I need to know. Jaxson Dart will more than likely, probably, allegedly, reportedly, maybe, whatever, be the starting quarterback for this team from here on out, or for the foreseeable future. I know people are going to be like, are you sure you can say that? You're the in-game MC. I'm watching the same stuff everybody else is watching. I'm watching the same tape that Brian Daboll and Mike Kafka is watching. I'm watching the same thing you guys, the 85,000 people at MetLife Stadium Sunday night was watching. There is a frustration. You see it on Brian Daboll's face. I heard it at MetLife Stadium Sunday night. I feel the frustration. You see Malik Neighbors feel the frustration. This entire offense is frustrated because they have been stagnant 2 out of the 3 weeks of this football season. What we haven't seen or what hasn't been lived up to is the hype and the expectations of what we saw from this offense in the spring and in the summertime, and damn sure in the preseason. So what him being non-committal this time, again, about committing to Russ Wilson as the QB1 going into week 4, him being non-committal kind of tells me everything that I need to know and should tell you guys what you need to know as well. Again, the frustration on his face. He was non-committal to Russell Wilson after the Commanders game, week 1, post-game. But that Monday Zoom, he committed to Russ to quiet all the noise going into that Cowboys week. He just opened the floodgates by not committing to Russell Wilson for whatever reason. They've watched the tape, y'all. The players are, he's like he said, we'll watch it with the players, but as a staff, they've watched this tape 2 to 3 times already. They've broken this thing down. And one thing that they're evaluating when it comes to making that decision to bringing in the rookie and having him the full-time starter. 1, how did the offensive line hold up? Did they give Russell Wilson time to cook? Did they give him time to throw the football down the field, make his reads, keep this offense ahead of the chains, and more importantly, score points in the red zone? 2, do you think this rookie can play above any of the deficiencies of the offensive line? Do you feel as though that rookie can break a tackle, get his eyes down the field, and make a throw to Malik Neighbors or to Wan'Dale Robinson? Can he connect and open up Darius Slayton? Can he get the ball to Theo Johnson across the middle? Can he check down to the running backs and have them get some sort of profit, make some sort of play off of a short throw to keep this team ahead of the chains? Because if so, you're okay as a staff with going through the growing pains of a rookie than going through the pains of a guy in his 14th year. We love Russell Wilson, love what he's done, love how he's been able to galvanize the offense, the franchise, get guys together with his leadership, the fellowship, anything and everything that Russ he's lived up to the hype. But when you're a head coach and you got the frustrations on your face and you got the media, you feel it all on you. You feel like you're staring down the barrel of a gun. And you understand whether you're in the hot seat, you hear the fan base, you hear the fire Dabolls, you hear the we want Jaxson Darts. You're going to take a look internally and say, you know what? I've got a defense that can keep us in the game. Defense isn't perfect, but it was still a one-possession ball game for throughout the course of the majority of the football game. And then when you're down, 13 points, and you're going down to score, did Russell Wilson in the red zone, did he cost you points? Now you ran a draw and a read option with a guy going into his 14th year. The play call could have been right, but for the wrong personnel. So when you're watching that tape and you look at it and you're like, why do we call it draw? Do you feel as though that play would have had success with Jaxson Dart back there? These are the questions that this coaching staff, this offensive coaching staff, is having to answer internally with conversations within themselves. And I don't think they wouldn't have Jaxson Dart dressed as quarterback 2 and thrown him in the game for spot moments and plays if they weren't trying to get this kid ready for whenever might be this Sunday against the Chargers at 1 p.m. But week 4, and we're back to talking about who's the quarterback 1 again. You might have to go with the rookie.